name is Maggie. I am a yoga teacher and I'm also a team member of the Healer Collective. And we are just like amazed, so excited to be able to connect with all of you guys like this. This is so special, you know. I've just been thinking every day, like, even though we are physically apart, we're so lucky that this is happening at a time when we have so many means of connection. And one of those ways of connection is through yoga. Even if we aren't physically together, just being able to practice all together like this really does create kind of like a palpable collective energy. So definitely thank you for being here. It is super, super important. And today our flow is just focused on just kind of tapping into and enhancing our vitality. And when I say vitality, I just mean like that sense of life that we feel within us, you know, when you just feel like so alive and just aligned and just in flow. I think that that's so powerful. If one person can feel that, then the next, and it just creates such a ripple effect. And yoga, practicing yoga is an amazing way to find that sense of vitality. And today, our flow is going to focus on, I mean, we're going to focus on all the things. We always focus on all the things, but we're going to pay some extra attention to like the big areas of our body, like our hips. You know, the hips are the biggest joint in the body. So they hold a lot of physical, emotional, and energetic tension. So it's so important to just pay this area some extra mind every now and then, just to release all of that and just to let it all go. We're also going to look at the sides of the body. This is kind of like my secret weapon. Every day I will always just be stretching the sides of my body all throughout the day because it's such a big area. And when you can open up the sides of your body, you're going to open up your hips, you're going to open up your low back, your chest, your shoulders, just all the things, total body. And we're also going to be twisting a lot. And twisting, of course, is just so good for your overall spinal health, which is just so good for your overall health. I mean, if you know like where your spine is, then you can know where the rest of your body is. And also it just is so perfect in helping the body just let go of all of that stuff, like the toxins, the stuff that we just don't need to be holding on to. So with that, we got 45 minutes and we are going to get started standing. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Just find a comfortable stance. I'm going to keep my feet about hips width distance apart. Arms by the sides, palms face forward. Start to close the eyes. And start to breathe. So using the breath as our vessel into the body and as our gateway to connect to that great sense of vitality, that life force running through us. Slowing the breath down so we can slow our minds down. And now let's go a little deeper into the body. So bring your awareness down to your feet, your roots, those points connecting you into the ground, what's beneath you. You want to push down, push into the earth beneath you with the balls of your feet, your pinky toe mounds, and the center of your heels. So feel those 3 points. It's like 2 little triangles right on the sole of your feet. They're going to root you down. They're going to keep you connected. Bringing our awareness up to the kneecaps and slightly pulling them up, feeling that sense to activate the thighs. And then noticing your sits bones right and left. And feel for moving your sits bones down to your heel bones and notice what that does to your glutes, to your hamstrings. Start to pull your navel in towards the spine and up towards the heart, creating this lift in the upper body. Letting the center of the chest rise. The shoulder blades fall down the back. Lengthen through the back of your neck and lift through the crown of the head. And start to breathe up and down all of these points, sending the breath through the whole body. Rooting down as we lift up, and start to notice this strength that exists when you are still. How you can find this sense of grounded presence in your stillness. Start to bring the palms together at the center of your chest. Take a little bow, chin to chest, honoring yourself, honoring your practice. If you'd like to set an intention, please do so. And then on an inhale, let's reach our arms up to the sky, really extend fingertips up. And then take a little twist open to the right. So right fingertips back, left fingertips forward. Maybe shift your gaze back towards that right hand. Inhale back through center, reach up, get tall. And then exhale, twist it to the left. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Keep the belly pulled in as you move. Inhale to reach up. And then forward fold, exhale. Keep a little bend in the knees as you hinge at your hips. We'll find a ragdoll fold here. So keeping the feet about hips width distance apart. You can measure 2 fists between your feet. Keeping the legs soft, so that slight bend in your knees. Weight stays forward in the toes. And let the upper body get nice and heavy here. So maybe grab opposite elbows. And let's take a few cleansing breaths. So take a deep inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. 2 more times. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Last time, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Next inhale, find a half lift, lengthen the spine. Keep the weight forward in the toes. And then step your left foot back, finding a low lunge. So hands come to frame the front foot. Back knee comes down, untuck your back toes. Lift the chest up. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze your palms together as you lift your chest up, finding a little back bend here. Shifting your gaze up towards the ceiling. And no crunching in that low back. So move back bottom ribs up away from the hips. Keep lifting through center of the chest. And then release the bind, bring it back center. And we're gonna take a little side stretch here. So you can bring your hand down to the side, down to the right, maybe to a block, or just keep it on this right thigh. And then the left arm reaches up, 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 and over. Bend it to the right. Feel for pushing into the top of your back foot and the ball of your front foot. Extend your ribs away from the hip, left ribs away from left hip. And then bring it back through center. Plant your palms, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Find a high plank so that right foot comes back to meet the left. Pull your belly in. Keep the palms under the shoulders, spread your fingers really wide and push into all of your knuckles. Feel that index knuckle push down. Root of your thumb is gonna push down. Take an inhale and then downward dog on your exhale. And you can pedal it out here. Let this first down dog be a little messy. If you wanna roll out the spine, stretch your hips. On your next inhale, hop or step the feet to the hands to the top of the mat. Find a half lift, lengthen. And then on your exhale, right foot steps back. So low lunge, left foot comes into the front. Back knee down, untuck your back toes. Interlace fingers behind the back. Squeeze the palms together, lift through the center of the chest, look up. Maybe relax the head, the neck back. Keep pulling navel in towards the spine. You want to activate the core to protect your low back here. Hug your inner thighs together. Good, and then slowly, slowly release. Left hand comes down to the ground, blocks thigh. Right arm reaches up, lengthen, and over bend. Keep left shoulder down the back, away from the ear. And right shoulder extends out with the fingertips. Hips in one plane, shoulders in one plane. And then bring it back through center. Plant your palms, tuck your back toe, find that high plank. Left foot comes back. We're here for 5. Activate the legs, reach up with the backs of your knees and out with the backs of your heels. 3, low bellies in tight. 2, downward dog, bring it back. So working the feet to be about hips width distance apart. You can bring them a little wider if your hamstrings or hips are feeling a little tight. Tip the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Pull your belly in. Wrap your shoulder blades. So shoulder blades are going to roll away from each other. And keep connected in that index knuckle, the root of your thumb, and the center of your palm. Next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop or step to the top of the mat, find your half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale to rise up, reach up, look up. Palms to heart center, exhale. Okay, we're gonna go through some sun salutations, Surya Namaskar, Surya A. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your palms together. And then forward fold, exhale, hinging at the hips, weight in the toes. Take a half lift on your inhale, lengthen, crown of the head forward. And then plant your palms, exhale, step back to that high plank, hold it here, find your alignment, palms under the shoulders, hips up in line with the shoulders, legs are strong. On an inhale, shift your shoulders forward to the top of the mat, and then exhale, lower halfway or all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog or cobra, move your chest forward, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. We're going to move through these a little quickly, moving breath to movement. Inhale to bend the knees, look forward, travel to the top of the mat, find your half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, root down to rise up, reach up, look up. And then forward fold, exhale, pour it out. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, jumper, step back, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, find your back bend, shoulders down. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, travel to the top of the mat, find your half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up, reach up, look up. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, jumper, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, push into the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, prepare. Travel to the top of the mat, lengthen the spine, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale, hips down, arms up, reach it up. Hold it here. Push down into your heels. Try to sit the hips back so you work those knees over your ankles, and then feel for hugging your inner thighs together. The strength here isn't going to come so much from sitting down. It's more about sitting back and then using the strength in your muscles in your glutes to find that balance. So tailbone down, belly in, and use that motion, tailbone down, belly in, to lengthen out your low back, your low spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Deep inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, jumper, step back, lower down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg rises on your inhale. And then bend your knees, stack open your hip, exhale. So reaching the knee up towards the ceiling and squeezing your heel down towards your glute. That's your hamstrings turning on as you squeeze that heel in. Reaching down with your left heel. Left kneecap pulls up so that left leg's nice and strong. And then square off the hips, 3-point dog on your inhale. Exhale, step the foot between the hands for warrior one. Back heel down, arms lift up. Oh, I'm already out of breath. Okay, we're gonna bring our awareness down to our feet. All your poses, you wanna start them from the ground up so you can really firm up that foundation so the rest of the pose can build. So front foot, push down with the ball of your foot, your pinky toe ball in the center of your heel, those 3 points. Push down with the outer edge of your back foot. Even if it doesn't touch all the way down, you wanna feel for kind of that motion, pushing down through the outer edge to turn on the muscles in this back leg. Hug your inner thighs together. Deep inhale. Warrior two on your exhale. So now those back toes turn out a little bit so the back foot comes parallel with the back edge of your mat. Pushing down with that foot. Pulling kneecap up. Front foot, get the 3 points down. Feel the center of your heel push down. Working the front knee over the ankle and tractioning it out over towards the right. And we'll take supported side angle. So right forearm down to the thigh, left arm picks up. Coming into this supported version first, so we can focus on getting the hips into one line. You want to push down through the front heel, get low in your front knee, and feel for tucking your right hip, your right sits bone under as you open up through this left hip. Keep pushing down through outer edge of the back foot. Keep the back leg fired up. Deep inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step it back, move through your flow, find your down dog. And then left leg rises next, inhale. Bend your knees, stack open your hip, exhale. Pushing down evenly into your palms. So get that left palm down. Maybe dip left shoulder down, squaring off the shoulders so you can isolate this twist in the lower body. Next inhale, 3-point dog, square off the hips. Exhale, step the foot between the hands and find your warrior one. Back heel down, arms lift up. So finding the outer edge of the back foot, the 3 points of the front foot, then finding your midline, starting to really hug everything in towards the center of your body. So inner thighs hug together, navel pulls in and up, back bottom ribs pick up so that low spine straight, shoulders away from the ears. Take an inhale. And then warrior two on your exhale, moving from those closed hips to now opening the hips. Feel for squeezing your right glute. Get low in that front knee, tailbone down, navel in and up. Shoulder blades squeeze together, fingertips reach out so the arms are active. And then we'll find that supported side angle, left forearm down, right arm reaches up. Tucking the left hip under, trying to open through that right hip. Left ribs move away from left hip, and then right ribs rotate up towards the ceiling. So think about the spine really extending, really lengthening out of the hips, and then opening up the chest. Extending through crown of the head. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Vinyasa, move through your flow. Take a couple breaths. And then inhale, bend your knees, look forward, travel to the top of the mat, take a half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale, hips down, arms up. And then twist it to your right, exhale. So palms to prayer, hook the elbow to the outside of the knee, maybe look over right shoulder. Keep pushing down into your heels. Squeeze your ankles together, squeeze your knees together, and keep the knees in one line. So maybe pull that left knee, left hip back. Next inhale, chair pose, come center. Twist it, left exhale. Extending through the tailbone, lengthening the tailbone. So you're literally like just like sticking your butt back. Pull your belly in, low belly in. Right ribs move away from right hip. So stretching the side body in this twist. Chair pose on your next inhale. Come to stand, exhale for Padangustasana. So hands to the hips, hopper step the feet, hips width distance apart. Inhale, hips forward, chest up, look up. And then exhale, hinge at your hips. Hook your two big toes with your two first fingers. Take a half lift and inhale. And then fold, exhale. You can keep as deep a bend in the knees as you need to. We're really stretching out the back here. So crown of the head reaching down towards the ground. Shoulders pulling up the back away from the ears. Keep the weight forward in your toes. Pull up on your toes and push back on your fingers. Find that two-way connection. As you keep the thighs strong, pulling kneecaps up. Next inhale, find a half lift, release your grip. And then exhale, jump or step back, Vinyasa. All right, right leg rises on your next inhale, 3-point dog. Exhale, step the foot between the hands and come up for your high crescent lunge. So finding our base, firming up that foundation, finding the 3 points of the front foot, pulling your back heel forward. You want it to eventually come up above that big toe, hugging inner thighs together. Take an inhale. And then T-twist on your exhale, opening up to the right, right fingertips back, left fingertips forward. Inner edge of your front foot pushing down. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, navel in and up. Option to keep it here or take it into a revolved variation. So right hand down the back leg, left arm picks up, stretching out that hip flexor, reaching up and back with the crown of the head, so still keeping that spine long. And then coming back, bringing the palms together at the center of the chest. We're gonna lean forward, hook the elbow to the outside of the knee, crescent lunge twist. Using those inner thighs, pull the right hip back, keep pulling back heel forward, navel pulls in and up, and then open up to your warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up and out, and right away gluing down with that back foot. Tailbone down, navel in and up. Sometimes when I'm in a warrior two, I like to envision my breath going up and down my spine, and on my exhale, down at the base of the spine, I imagine it literally going into the ground. So really rooting down. And let's find a side angle. So right hand can come to the inside of your front foot, or you can find that supported version again, forearm to thigh. Left arm can reach up towards the ceiling, or find an extended version, reaching away towards the front of the room. Tucking the right hip under. As you open through left chest, crown of head reaching forward. Push into your front heel and your back foot, because on your next inhale, we're gonna find a reverse warrior. So coming up and over, extending the ribs away from the hips. Keep that front heel pushing down. And then start to straighten out the front leg for triangle pose. You can find a shorter stance here, so you can walk the back foot in. I like a shorter stance in triangle. But extending fingertips forward, 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 and then go down. Grab your shin, your ankle, your big toe, whatever you got. Look up at your left fingertips. Pushing down evenly into your feet. It helps me to think about moving my left hip, this outer hip, back as I move these left ribs forward. So I'm finding length here in the outer edge of the hip, pulling the belly in, keeping left chest open, pushing into the feet to rise all the way up. And we'll take Skandasana to the back. So turning back toes out, deep bend in that back knee, sink the hips down, straighten out the front leg. You can sit your hips back on a block, You can bring the hands down. You can open up the arms. You can find a bind. All the options. We always have options. But really flex through your front foot. Reach out with your heel and pull that kneecap up. So we're using our strength here to support the flexibility as we open up the inner thigh, the groin. Take an inhale. Pivot to your left on your exhale. So finding a low lunge towards the back of the mat, knee over the ankle. We're gonna pop ourselves up into warrior three. So find a point of focus on the floor, push into that left foot, straighten out left leg, and reach back with right toes. So really extending through that right foot to activate this right leg. The stronger you can keep this leg, the lighter that you're gonna be, the easier that it's gonna be to keep yourself lifted. Pull your low belly in and glue down with the inner edge of that left foot. And then we're gonna open up for a half moon. So left hand down, right arm picks up, right hip opens up. Keeping the ball of the left foot glued to the ground. Pulling kneecap up so this left leg is rooted. It's not going anywhere. Extending back with right heel. Take an inhale. And then slow, low lunge on your exhale. So hands come down, bend the left knee over the left ankle, right foot steps back. We're gonna find 3-point dog. So kicking that left leg, back it up. Bring the knee to the elbow, exhale. Shifting forward, tap your elbow, that left elbow or your shoulder with your knee. Inhale, kick it up, 3-point. Knee to nose, exhale, round the spine, wrap the shoulders. Inhale, extend. Knee to the right elbow, exhale, and we'll straighten out that bottom leg for fallen triangle. So right arm reaches up, hips lift up. Try to ground down through the feet to activate the legs, to lift the hips up higher. Deep inhale. Hands come down on your exhale, step it back, Vinyasa. Take a couple breaths. Slow down your breathing. And really connect to the physical sensations in your body. Notice what's going on. And next inhale, left leg rises, 3-point. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, bring yourself up, high crescent lunge. Firming up that foundation, finding your midline, navel pulling in and up. Shoulders down away from the ears. Keep a slow breath, a sharp focus. Take an inhale. And then T-twist on your exhale, opening up to the left. Really reaching through those fingertips, trying to work the shoulders into one line, keeping a lift in the crown of the head, and your ribs stacked over your hips. So don't let those ribs run forward. If the ribs are running forward, find a little bend in your back knee so you can straighten out your spine. And either keep it here or find your revolved variation. Left hand down, right arm picks up. Lifting through back bottom ribs and the center of your chest. Coming back to your T-twist. I should probably learn the technical name of that pose, but it's okay. Palms to prayer, center of the chest. We'll extend forward and find our crescent lunge twist. Pulling the navel in and up, extending through crown of the head, lengthening through the left collarbone. Push your palms together, and then find your warrior two. Whew. How we doing? Good. Okay, tailbone down, navel in and up. Always scanning your body in every pose, using every pose as an opportunity to notice like those tiny, tiny things that are going on inside of you. And then find your side angle, whatever variation you took on the other side. Opening through right chest. Try to get right armpit to face up towards the ceiling. Tucking left hip under. Keep the back leg fired up. And use your next inhale to find your reverse warrior. Bring it up. Shoulders in one plane. Navel pulled in tight. Start to straighten out that front leg. for triangle pose. Find your stance and then extend forward, forward, and go down. Pushing down evenly into your feet, pulling your kneecaps up, and feel for moving left inner thigh towards the side wall. So whatever is facing you on that right side, to help you open up your hip, extending through kind of the head, push into the feet to rise all the way up, and we'll take Skandasana to the back. Turning the back toes out, deep bend in the knee, sink the hips down. Finding that strength in your left leg to support yourself as you go deeper into the pose. Keeping a lift in the chest. Collarbones nice and long. Shoulders down. Inhale. Finding your low lunge, top of the mat. Exhale. Find your point of focus on the floor. We're gonna find our balancing pose, warrior 3. Pushing off into that right foot. And the moment that left leg leaves the ground, you wanna turn it on, activate those muscles, using it as your stabilizer to support yourself in your transition. Activating the muscles is gonna stop your momentum. Feel for squeezing right glute, left hip in line with the right, belly's in tight, and then find your half moon, opening up this beautiful, beautiful opening. Trying to stack the hips, left on top of right. Trying to stack the shoulders, left on top of right. Ultimately, we're working on getting our body into one plane. Like you can just lean up like flat against a wall. Take an inhale. Finding your low lunge, exhale, right knee over right ankle. And we'll find 3-point dog. Kick that leg all the way back, deep inhale. Knee to elbow, exhale, shift forward. Inhale, extend. Knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, extend, 3-point. Bring the knee across the body, exhale. For fallen triangle, straighten out the right leg, left arm reaches up. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Trying to lift through the hips. Right shoulder down the back, push into those right knuckles, deep inhale. Exhale, hands down, step it back, move through the flow. All right, next inhale, hopper step the feet between the hands, come down to sit. For Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Whew. It's hard to like talk and move at the same time. Okay, flex through your feet, find your sits bones. And then inhale, reach your arms up, extend, and fold, exhale. Maybe close the eyes. Allow the breath to slow down. Reaching forward with the heels, pulling kneecaps up. And feel for spiraling inner thighs down as you tip your tailbone back and reach your chest forward. And then bring it back up. And let's take a reverse tabletop or plank, whatever you'd like. So we're gonna plant our palms behind us, fingertips face the heels. You can plant your palms down and just find a reverse table, or legs extended out, squeeze the legs together, start to point the toes and reach through your big toes as you lift your hips up. Look up, relax the head, wherever you are. Feel for lifting through the hips. Keep the core in tight, core active. Pushing into your knuckles. Shoulders pull down the back for 3. Breathe for 2. And 1, lower all the way down. And let's take a straddle split. So legs out wide, legs out long. Find your sits bones here. And you can just stay right here. This can be it. This is cool. You want to keep a straight spine no matter where you are. If you have a little more space, inhale, chest up. And then exhale, fold forward. So reaching through your heels, pulling kneecaps up, tipping tailbone back. Noticing those subtle, those tiny, tiny physical sensations, and can you send your breath down to those points? So really actively cultivating your body awareness, your breath awareness. Slowly start to lift yourself up. Bring the legs together, cross at the ankles, and let's make our way back through one vinyasa. We will meet in down dog. I will meet you in down dog. And then from your down dog, we will take puppy pose. So lowering the knees down so we're in a tabletop position. Keep the hips stacked over the knees. And then first, you can just come down onto forearms. And then if this feels okay, you can extend the palms all the way forward, straightening out the arms, lowering the chest down. Maybe the forehead touches down, maybe chin touches down. Eventually, chest will touch the ground. Feel for pushing into the tops of your feet, pulling belly in, tipping tailbone up, and breathing into your upper back. Slowly, slowly, releasing to find your knees, come to a kneeling position. And we work through camel. So a couple options with camel. You can keep the tops of your feet down or tuck your toes, bring your ankles up higher to you. Palms come to the low back, pinky edges come to touch. And the trick here in camel is you really want to use your legs to stabilize your hips, to support your spine. So feel for moving your sits bones to your inner knees. You want to turn on those hamstrings, turn on your glutes. Palms to the low back, and then lift through the crown of the head, lift through the center of the chest. Start to squeeze shoulder blades together as you look up towards the ceiling. And lead with the crown of your head, maybe looking towards the back of the room, maybe reaching back for your heels. And you can bring the fingertips to the insides of your heels so you can push into your heels to lift your chest. Check back in with your legs, with your glutes, your hamstrings. Navel is pulled in tight, lengthening through those back bottom ribs, lifting through center of the chest. Wherever you are, can you hold it? Just can you be comfortable for 3 more breaths? Maybe closing the eyes. Starting to slowly come out the same way you came in. Keep that belly in. Sit the hips back on the heels. Palms down on the knees. Gaze at one point in front of you. Just be still. Breathe. And then let's just find a seat. Legs out long. And we'll take a seated twist. So planting your right foot over your left knee. You can keep it here or full expression, bend your bottom knee, heel comes to the outside of that right hip. And then inhale, left arm up, lengthen. Exhale to twist. Look over your right shoulder. That right palm can plant behind you, or you can bind around the back, reach for your left inner thigh. Navel pulling in and up, breathing into your chest. Coming back center. We'll take a seated figure 4. So left leg extends out. Bring the right ankle over your left knee. Plant the left foot down. Walk the heel in as close to your hips as is comfortable. Palms plant behind you. Fingertips face away from you. Finding a straight spine. Lifting the chest. Pulling shoulder blades down. Keeping this right foot flexed. And if you have a deeper variation here, Yogi Dandasana, anything, feel free to take this where you need to. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Okay, slowly release. And let's take the seated twist to other side, planting left foot over right knee, finding your expression. Right arm up, deep inhale. And then twist, exhale. Ooh, if anyone just heard my shoulder crack, I am sorry. Pulling navel in and up. And in these seated twists, I like to think about moving my left hip forward and my left shoulder back. So I'm keeping the hips square, rooting down through the sits bones, and then opening the chest to deepen the twist in my upper spine. All right, seated figure 4. Left ankle over the right knee. Planting the foot down, lifting the chest. And finding your expression here, wherever you'd like to go, wherever you'd like to be. All right, and let's release and make our way onto our backs for our final inversion. So that can look like a few different things. You can find a happy baby. You can extend the legs straight up, waterfall, like a little modified shoulder stand, arms by the sides. You can find a full shoulder stand, lifting the hips, supporting the low back with your hands, reaching up with the big toes. You can find a headstand. You can find a handstand, whatever you'd like. We'll be here for about 30 seconds. So just finding your pose, sealing off your practice. And then when you are ready, allowing yourself to lower all the way down. Settling into your final rest. And I invite you here to just take up a lot of space. Legs out wide, arms out wide. Allow yourself to really just soak up this moment of restoration, rejuvenation, letting all of that energy that we just created through our movement, letting it settle through your body. And I invite you to stay in your rest for as long as you can. Really soak it up. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And find a moment of sincere gratitude for yourself, for showing up for your practice. I am sending my love out to each and every one of you. The divine in me sees and honors the divine in you. Namaste.